picks up the win here. It gets scary because Split is a map that Andbox very proficient on as a team. So we're going to see a play towards B early. Hookah control for Immortals, no surprise there, get used to it. As they make their way towards the B site, you've got 3 players defending Phoenix, Sova, and Omen, and as I say that, Poach goes down, gunned down through the tin box as they make their way further and further towards the site. Ye is at least going to find one as they attempt to push in further. Boy also picking up a kill himself, but jmoh took down Ye in the meantime. They're going to secure the spike, but the site is far from secure as everyone from the defense has already made it on the other side of the wall. Oh, what you can see there's one towards spawn. They're going to triple peek Seb. Seb's going to do what Seb does best, somehow staying alive way longer than one would anticipate. But now the spike isn't exactly planted for these players. jmoh low on HP, swamps over as he's run out of ammo, and the dig shot comes through, has to peek him. Can he get it? Oh my God! Andbox get the spike defuse in the nick of time.
Players from Andbox with the Spectres playing close with him to try to defend him, but check that out. We actually have the rotation coming back from Poach into B, while Android is posted all the way up into A cubby so aggressively with the operator, but somehow you do have Android getting the first kill, and then he's traded off by jcStani as they're trying to move inside this B fight.
At least there was a dink shot coming out there from Android, so it did some significant damage. Look at this, though. They didn't even fully gain access to B, and they decide to back off. As a result, they had Cypher still on the site. That puts all the pressure on Ye. The worst person you'd want to run at as Ye has the op, so it's a very powerful weapon. First shot's right on the money, but now Ye is in a bad spot. Doesn't make a difference. Ye's going to find another, not going to find a third. It comes down to a 2-on-1, and now they'll know he's on the flank as he had to take down the tripwire. It's a 1v1. Cypher v Cypher. Jump peek from Seb to try and spot out the position. That allows Neptune to switch across. Dark cover going down as the cam goes up and gets instantly destroyed. Seb's got to find a new avenue of attack, either faking it off as he backs off towards showers, and then recommitting, which is exactly what he decides to do.
They heard him reload on top of that too, and as the smoke dissipates, 2 players looking down. I think it was hooked up with the team. It's going to be a slow pick to start things off, but there's still a 3-man stack for the defenders inside the B site. Genghsta actually puts his smoke up, but he didn't actually fall back, but a big paranoia finally forces his hand to fall back inside the site, but Android is still holding hookah. Another flash. Android has been nullified this whole round, but is still able to dash away. Connects then with the wall bang onto jmoh, so we have a 5-on-3 with a perfect hold so far as Android capitalizes on a spike carrier. It's looking so close for a flawless on a 5 versus 1. So Genghsta, what can you do? So far, nothing, as you're stuck at the orb on the B side long.
Yep, there you go.
Rain continue with their domination. And we're trying to see right now, in this X-ray, you see a couple of pistols, so it's an eco round coming in for Immortals. While we have hot hands around the corner, that's going to burn one down, and that's going to be an easy kill from Android. That's a spike down as well. Actually, it's a force buy coming through, so Shot Up is able to retaliate back. So it's a 4-on-4 now into this round. No, actually, sorry. That was a Phantom that was saved from the previous round. The rest will have pistols only, but it's still not enough.
Boy in that close position didn't get as much going for him as one might expect. And there's the tripwire. We've been seeing
from spawn side. So last round to go here in the first half, 8-3 in favor of Andbox. They've been dominant here on this defender side, as we've seen before. And Genghsta, aggressive position, turns it up with the first and second kill on the jcStani.
Shots come out early from Ye, but he is taken down from that position. Android just continues to hold W with run it back. Gets flashed back in towards Benz. Now we've got a Hunter's Fury sending pulses out. Will it find a fatality? No, just damage dealt. It's numbers advantage. Again, Andbox has been in this position so many times. Look where the spike is in relation to the players. They don't have anything to get them across. There's no smokes available for the remaining 2. They don't really have anything to work with. It's going to have to be off raw gunfights. We'll see what they can do. Android in this position, firing away. There's the first target going down. Quick trade coming out. They tried to peek it
for some sort of a 3-2 split towards the A side control.
Cover going out. Enemy mark.
There's the Owl drone getting some intel. Smoke's going out. Paranoia blinding even the drone. Some recon provided. As they try to make their way onto the A site. There's the dash out, the tailwind, but it doesn't really produce any good results for Neptune. The Molly's off the mark, and Neptune can still sit in this position, and yikes, Immortals.
Eco if they had a little bit stronger in terms of pistol. Just a little bit more. Into this round, it's going to be them running non-stop towards this short A, taking control of the lamps. But the thing is, the spike is down towards the spawn. So they are actually going for some sort of a split, taking control of you, going with 2 teleporters in the backcourt, while leaving Android lurking towards the lamps, and it pays off.
Silence.
There's the kill. jcStani getting the call, obviously, from his teammates, so it's a port back fake. They're going to continue pushing in anyway. Sova starts sending down some shocks from the ult, and that'll be enough to take out Poach. Brings us to even strength. Shot up, getting creative. Blast packs over top of the tripwire.
It's gonna get hurt,
they
though.
obviously heard that, so they know that someone's moving into that position. But it could have been so wild. But no, they're not anticipating it to a certain degree. It relies on Ye watching the flank, and unfortunately wasn't paying close enough attention. That resulted in his teammate's demise. There's a nice shot onto jmoh, but he's going to have to hit another one as jmoh was popping the ult at the time. Shock dart right on the money. Ye is very low on HP. Nice first shot. Does he get the follow-up? No, it's just off the mark. Pulls it just wide to the right. Immortals will survive with enough time on the clock. Should be about 2 seconds or so after the defuse. No, not even. 0.73.
They're making a lot of noise, though, so Genghsta is going to go back towards elbow and just go for the Hunter's Fury down towards long C. It's going to connect onto Boy. We have a paint shell being thrown towards the hookah as we have a 1 versus 1 in that area, but it's still going to be Poach that gets the tap on the shot up. So that means that hookah is open.
30 seconds
we
left.
have the rest of them pushing in towards that site. But it's still a trade after trade. jcStani is running out from the spawn after a paranoia, and he's still going to lose it versus Android, and unfortunately, it leaves only 1 to go. Neptune on a 3 versus 1. The spike being planted at a default spot, and just under the window is going to be that Sova just waiting as it comes out, and the wall bang, the peek after from Tunacan, and Android picks that trip.
Got neural theft for Neptune. And again, we see aggression in mid. Now, the question is whether or not they read this, because here's the Phoenix in position. Now, that's a great kill, but with Omen, or with the Android, excuse me, being pushed up, or not Android, what am I saying? The Rays pushed up, you could potentially see a backstab, but it doesn't work. They read it out nicely, and now Andbox is in this great position with a 5-on-3 coming into what could potentially be the final round, working their way into B. Sova's stuck behind sight. Now the pulse comes out from the Hunter's Fury. Somehow, they don't clear this corner. How did they not see him? It seemed like they walked right towards one another. It's down to 1. It's Neptune. The last hope. He's back behind the double stack. Spike is down on site, but there's 3 targets waiting on the opposite side. Ye will pick up the final kill. It will be kind of surrender control of that area. With the changes that have come over the last couple of patches, it's scary to even play that. Seb lining up the cyber cage so they can get across, so that'll land. Gets triggered immediately. And they'll instantly start working their way in. Through the cyber case they go. The blast back actually pushes back his teammates, but it doesn't matter. They've made it out onto the site, and the wall is up, as is the orb. So well played. That poisonous cloud gives them cover from screens. The wall gives them cover from heaven and ramp. The blast pack and paranoia opens up the site. Nice execute coming in from them. Exactly what we expect to see. The blast pack from shot up, not good. Poach with the 1-tap dirt nap for jcStani. Now taking the distance fight against the last remaining target. And Neptune, who has to pull the dart from out of his belly. Seb will hit the
pick percentage on this map. So this allows now the defenders to actually run with a double duelist, actually even triple duelist for a moment. They have the jet to raise in the Phoenix, and hopefully that's going to be the answer once they take the attacker side. But as they take the defender side first, they need to get a couple of rounds in, and it starts off very badly once again for them.
Spike being planted here as Andbox gains quick control of the A site. That mobility coming in from those blast packs proving to be a bit of a problem for them to deal with. And there's that snake bite going out. Poach sitting back behind the dark cover. Seb's found to make it 3. Android picking up one of his own. There's Seb yet again. Work their way in towards B. Oh no, that flash. Oh, it actually works out nicely for Andbox. I thought that flash was going to work out well. As you can see them potentially getting a multi-kill if they time that well, but it doesn't work out that way. The blast packs actually work, and so does the flash. Neptune gets bopped out of position and then gets blinded. There's a Raze on the site who's got no health left. Shot up's like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like, what can I do at this point? They just continue to punish us round after round.
Here.
Immortals struggling on the defense. And again, we mentioned it. This had to be a 1-0 coming in with Immortals up if we wanted to see that third map. And this is why Andbox looking so good on split. jmoh,
Oh my
the only
God.
one left, and he gets laser beamed.
Where trapwires could be. So not only is he going to launch himself forward, but he's breaking down the trapwires for his teammates to move forward as well. And then Yacer comes with a flash. And when he pulls that flash in the middle of the site, and you saw how the Cypher was so close for Immortals to turn around from Neptune, well, they both turn around and they both get blinded into the site, and it's an easy open site. Speaking about easy open sites, they move into A, uncontested, on this Eco versus Immortals.
jmoh, though, making it work with the frenzy. That's a little scary. Cypher tries to leap around the corner. Zeb gets the better of that.
Is towards the B side heaven to really hold down the fort on mid. Nobody's playing towards A heaven. Why? Because they still have a trapwire there. So if they're going to be able to take mid control for Andbox and go through the trapwire and go up A heaven, they could still play a nice retake for Immortals. And it starts off well because they get the first kill.
Andbox, 2-player disadvantage currently. Immortals finally wakes up a bit. But can't necessarily count them out either, because we've seen this before where Andbox has somehow found a way to get back into the round. And we saw it in that Moon Raccoons game as well earlier, where they would consistently find ridiculous openings. There's the ult being popped by Android. Android managed to get around the corner tripwire, and the quick shot from jmoh. With 19 seconds left, the spike is moving in the opposite direction. A little bit of a missed flick from jmoh. Paranoia comes out, but they're deciding to save. They realize they can't do anything, so they're just going to hang back and hold on to what they can, or at least try. Ye's in ropes and hoping for the best. Again, 6 rounds on split on the attack side, even if they lost every single round.
But we're looking at a super aggressive push here for Andbox. 5 players getting ready to push at the site. Oh my God.
A total waste, but worth. It didn't matter. Android sees that Phoenix return to his original position after run it back expires. And he's like, you know what? Oh, who cares? Just shotgun range, blow him up with the rocket coming out from Showstopper, the Raze ult. Android with the, again, blast pack fly-in. He's a zoomer, man. He just flies into the sites, and they don't seem to have much of a solution. He's done it multiple times now, and it works out so insanely well. Every single time, it feels like.
How hard is that to do? It's super hard. You
oh, yeah,
go
it's
for
not
double
easy.
Blast pack. You have to basically KZ. KZ is the way that you jump around in CSGO to try to get from boxes to boxes. But you land down on your feet and still land a headshot to your opponent face to face. So yes, the disadvantage or
the game has evolved quite a bit. You used to see it towards B more, but now you're actually seeing a lot of teams favor an Omen anchor on B. It really started with TSM. They were the ones that kind of pioneered that, using Cutler as the anchor on B. And you use the Cypher hardware to lock down A a bit more. So you use the tripwire in ropes. Again, we talked about that in the first half, how it gives you control of vents. But boy, who's up on top of the box. He's got support from Android, and he's also got another one here as well. That was actually a kill across the map that came in from Android.
Nonetheless, though, that's the pass. It's Immortals that's able to save that round and win that round with the loss of more players that was unneeded because they actually didn't check out the angles to make sure nobody was going to push out. Deb still manages to get the first kill, and Boy with the second.
Yeah, and then the smoke and the paranoia go out to get him some escape room, though. Doesn't really pan out the way that he had hoped. The paranoia goes out early. The smoke doesn't really give him the full cover he needed. Android's going to back off and go for a fresh magazine. I guess you could call it a magazine. It's whatever that was, fuel cell, into the top of the Vandal. Now, Poach on site, taken out too easily. Needed to see a little bit more from Poach. Android doesn't clear the close left corner. So in the Raze versus Raze, it'll be Raze that wins. This time it's going to be shot on goal. It's Nate that comes out. Yay! Somehow able to catch both off guard. It'll come down to the one-on-one. jcStani able to take the fight with Seb, but no, it will be Seb who wins yet another fight. And the spray will come down as the spike gets defused. 11 rounds now for Andbox. A much closer round there for Immortals, but...
Yeah. And I like from the way he's playing it too here, Buck, because again, similar strategy is putting that trap wire into vents. Let's talk about that a little bit later. Boys holding a side inside B. He falls down from jcStani.
30 seconds
We have
left.
a 4-on-2 situation. You have an ult available for the Omen on the attacker side, but that doesn't really do much. So jcStani is just looking for a plant. At the end, though, this 3 versus 2 attempt on a retake. We're pushing aggressively, actually, on a crossfire setup for jcStani and for the Raze as well. Will this hold off? One dropping towards Hell, a second one that gets a dink. That's going to be the Cypher, sorry. So Zeb's trying to push forward with the team, and they're holding their ground. It's down to a 1 versus 1, both at low HP. Can now Yaster win this? Just around the corner is jcStani, guessing on this 50-50. Looks for the cover behind the billboards. And Ye peeks out, wins the fight. And that's going to be the defuse for Andbox. So close, but it's going to be Andbox at series point. And just to talk back about the ultimate here from the Viper's pit, he could...
Joke's over! You're dead!
Well, ult's being popped, Blade Storm being utilized, as is Run It Back. Will the knives work out for jmoh? No, has to somehow survive. Just hugs the wall and hopes for the best, gets some support from his teammate. There's Android on site though, executing, and it brings us down to a 2-on-3. The damage dealt to Genghsta is pretty heavy. So the hot hands heal being thrown down. Seb is there to take out Shot Up. And it'll come down to this, a 2-on-2 with 20 seconds remaining. They still have yet to get the spike down. Neptune is looking for a corpse so he can throw that hat out and get the remaining players' positions. They have to go ahead and stick it. There's the kill coming in from Step. It's now down to 1. It's Genghsta, 41 HP, and he's got to try and force it out to take it into overtime. Flashbang to lead them in. Will work out nicely, and there it is! Genghsta with the 4K, surviving with just 2 HP. We are going... Despite having that disadvantage. Slowly creeping their way through heaven, and that op shot rings out through dark cover. Will not connect. Oh no! No!
30 seconds left.
Genghsta accidentally kills his own teammate. Luckily, jmoh is there with some backup, but you've still got to contend with the Cypher on site, and it's Seb of all people. Seb gets one before being traded out, but the spike has not made its way onto the site. So there is still time for them to get the spike down, but it's allowed the defense to now get into a better position. Nice toxic screen getting in, as it will somewhat eliminate the position of jmoh, but it doesn't matter. He can shoot over top and force us into this 1v2. Now Poach is coming in, down through the back of elbow, and there it is. First kill going the way of Poach. Does he just stick it? He hears the dash. Does he anticipate the positional play? He's got this jet right around the corner with the op, and there it is. Poach will keep it alive, as Andbox wants to prevent that third map from being a reality. They do not want to go.
The first one is not going to kill you. The second one will. If you're in a better position to run away, it flushes you out of your position and you get picked off. But this round here, Bach, we're looking for a 3-2 split this time inside B. But look how passive we were playing inside the site. Can this be the round where Andbox can finally hold it back?
Oh, Android, great position on top of the back box. I always love that angle. There's the nades going in as well. Boy is in position, top blocks jmoh with a quick shot, but it comes down to jmoh, the op. Tries to go for the flying pistol, not today. It will be Andbox, though, who end up closing out the series 2-0, and they will be the grand champions here of the Renegades and Nerd Street Gamers VALORANT 10K Invitational.